I get up at 4 and I don't have to get up at 4. I just do it.
How long you been doing that for?
How old are you?
I'm 46.
Longer than that. If you neglect yourself, I think the break is about 40. You should start jumping on yourself and reverse some of the longevity habits that are killing you. It'll cut your life down.
I
It's all won and lost at the dinner table, really. The eating is everything. Exercise is secondary. Rest is very important.
Welcome to the Health Fix podcast, where health junkies get their weekly fix of tips, tools, and techniques to have limitless energy, sharp minds, and fit physiques for life.
Hey, Health Junkies. On this episode of the Health Fix podcast, I'm talking with Ron Beckenfeld. He is the owner of Superior Source MicroLingual supplements. He's been doing it for over 25 years. And he also started a multivitamin company called Continental Vitamin out of the back of his yellow Opal back in 1969. So this guy's been in the game for a while. He's over 80 years old. And, he's just got a wealth of information when it comes to talking about fitness, putting on some muscle, staying lean. My goodness, the guy's wearing a tank top and flexing in our visit. He's just a character. And really, I love it because I hope that I can keep my muscles nice and strong and be running a business at his age. Now, he talks about how he's 12 to 15% body fat now. He doesn't want to get too much thinner. We talk about how he went from Bony Beck in high school at 103 pounds to over 200 pounds, just from a guy telling him to put down a magazine that he'll never be able to look like that guy on the front of the magazine. Goodness. Well, I'm glad that he is driven to figure out what it takes to stay fit well into your 80s. And so in this podcast, we're going to talk all about what it takes. We're going to talk about the best supplements. We're going to talk about what he's taking himself to keep the muscle on, stay mobile, and just feel great. So this is a fun podcast. He's adorable. That's all I can say. So, nevertheless, let's introduce you to Ron Beckenfeld.
I'm having such a good time with you. I can't concentrate.
Uh, well, first generation Hungarian, of course, I'm always going to be like, hmm. So there was probably a little bit of already built-in bodybuilding tendencies in your genetics.
No, not that, but
No?
maybe business. My dad came here with nothing, worked as a busboy, and became very successful. And I started Continental Vitamin in 1969 out of the trunk of my car when you'd go to little health food stores were very small. They're just starting to sprout up here and there. And I'd carry I had a yellow Opal. And I used to carry a little station wagon, and I used to carry my merchandise. And I'd go talk to them here, and I sell them this, sell them that. And I used to go to a lab, and they made it up for me.
Wow. Wow. Huh.
And then after, about 20 some years, my dad, he worked so hard for so many years. He had, a heart condition, Parkinson's. He was taking these little nitroglycerin tablets. He said,
Mhm.
"Son, can you make something like that?" Because he had a hard time swallowing tablets. And I looked around. I mean, I knew the machines. I was a little familiar with it. So I found these machines that need to be rebuilt. And that's how I started with the Superior Source MicroLingual. It's been about 20 some years now with that, about 25 years.
Wow. Hey, I mean, you've definitely been around. I've seen them. I've been a naturopath for 17, and it is one of those things we go to when folks are having trouble swallowing or just don't want to swallow another pill.
Not only
Now,
that, we're so clean. All we use is active ingredients. And I'll just show you. And a little acacia gum, a little lactose, sometimes some stevia or cherry.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean,
Super.
you could probably put 10 or 15 of these on a dime. And, they're basically, we don't, you put it in your mouth under your tongue, and it'll get to work fast on you. It's very effective.
So a lot of people ask about the lactose in it, of course, since so many people are lactose intolerant. It seems like a very small amount. Are you using technology that's kind of like in the dairy industry to emulsify and bring things?
Lactose, there's more lactose in your shirt than that. The tablets, some of the tablets only weigh 70, 80 milligrams, period. And then you got the active ingredients. You'd have to take 1,000 of these things to give you any trouble at all. And
Gotcha.
you're not swallowing them. It's going under your, it should go into your tongue and your sublingual gland.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I think a lot of people worry about it and don't realize that, yeah, it's supposed to dissolve under the tongue. They're not supposed to chew it and swallow it.
You
So,
can if you wanna, but like back to the lactose, it's just not enough to even matter at all.
yeah. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, is it like are you using the lactose kind of like in the idea of the dairy industry where we've got like the powders?
Oh yeah, it's lactose powder.
Okay.
Use that in a acacia gum to hold together either some stevia and some natural flavor, and that's it. The key to supplements is look at the other ingredients.
Yeah.
You'll maybe see a tablet, maybe it's 500 milligrams, and they only got 200 milligrams of active. They got 300 milligrams of generally flowing agents and all that type of stuff. Some are they're chemical based, and we just don't use any of that at all.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, it makes sense. It makes sense not to have all that extra junk in the system. And your B12 is like, I see your marketing about the not having a shot because so many people get sick of injecting and things of that nature. And you've got quite a bit of B12 in that
Oh,
little
we got up to 10,000 mics with a methylfolate, methyl B12 and everything. We
it's
can pack a lot in there.
Now I have a question for you. In all of these different supplements that you have, which ones are your go-tos right now? Like, and have you seen a trajectory of change from over the, years as to which is most
Well,
in
I
kind of
do take the methyl B12 and B6. I do take a vitamin D 5,000. We have another product. I don't know if I got the box here. Of a zinc. It has zinc and some other great ingredients in it. I can't remember them offhand. I got so many products. We make that. I take a K27, MK27. I take that. And what I really take a lot of is really good for me is this keto collagen with coffee. It's 10 grams of protein of collagen and 80 calories. I eat 5 times a day and I'm lucky to get 1,800 calories and I pack it away pretty good. This is a real go-to for me right before I work out with a cup of coffee. Bam. And another thing I think everybody should take as you get older, and I think you'll agree, this is collagen, a good collagen.
I
We
see.
put biotin 5,000 mics and 50 of hydrolonic acid in here. Very good product. I take this. I'm just showing you what I take. I take this every day too. This beetroot and apple cider vinegar. I take this every day.
Good deal. Good deal. Is that kind of, all right, let me go back for a second. What I was told once when I started getting into the gym when I was about 15 was look for the oldest guy in the gym that's the most ripped and he's been there the longest. The old OG guys are the ones who know what's up and start asking them what supplements they take. That's what I was told back in the day.
That's a pretty good deal, but again, they're just supplements. Nothing beats eating good food, period.
True.
Uh, and I take 2 drinks a day, whether it's, and I don't make it a whey one time or a pea, or I'll do this. I do this instead, the collagen again. I mean, the keto again. Along with like this morning, I had about 6 egg whites, I think, and I had a little potato, which is no calories, about some fruit. Maybe I had 300 calories. Probably after we're done, that was about 6 this morning. I'll have a protein drink, a whey powder. And I'll put, this is brand new for us, is creatine and HMB.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the HMB is for sarcopenia.
Yes.
I think as you get older, especially when you get older, you really want to hang on to that bone mass and that muscle. After I work out, every workout, I take this.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of great research coming out with the creatine and women used to think it was just for guys, but now we're seeing
No,
all,
women need it too. Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
without a question. They need to hold their muscle and get rid of the chicken fat, the fat. It's key. And it's not, people make a big deal about diets don't work. It's very simple. I didn't get to finish. So I had my breakfast. Now I'll have a protein drink. Maybe a couple hours later, I might even have another one. Then I'll have lunch. It's chicken breast, hummus, baba ganoush, those type of Mediterranean type foods. Might have a little salad, might even have a little rice, cottage cheese, tomato, avocado, onion. Really no calories, a couple 300 calories. So we're basically up to about 700 calories, and I only got dinner left. And I will eat pasta. Don't eat much bread. A good quality pasta. I'll eat fresh fish. Always a nice fresh salad. Got to watch the salad, the calories in those dressings. They'll creep up and eat you alive. You can get 500 calories there.
Yeah.
And a nice fresh salad. I drink a lot of water, herb teas. I drink lemonade, fresh lemonade, which is very good. And now and then I will have the diet ice and this and that. I will have that. Eat a lot of fresh soups, vegetable soups with chicken, a little rice in there. But these are very low calorie, and you can live with it.
Yeah.
You can live with that kind of eating. When you're eating a good food, if you eat often, it'll keep you full, and you won't chow down. And then after dinner, when everybody gets the hungries, usually that's where the problems start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your body craving sugar, or is it craving fat? So if you get a good quality nuts without the salt, without the oil, you can maybe use Trader Joe's. They got a great variety there of nuts. I mean, I'll have a handful, fills me up. I don't any of the sport drinks loaded with caffeine and artificial sweeteners and even sugar. I stay away from that. Hey, if you want caffeine, you can go buy some caffeine tablets, a couple hundred for $5. Be all you want.
No, so I'm guessing you don't drink coffee.
I will drink coffee before I work out only, no other time. That's what I use it with the keto too.
Okay, so that's your pre-workout regimen.
Yeah. You got to keep hydrated. It's very, very important to keep hydrated. I drink a lot of water, not necessarily those drinks. You see the energy drinks, they put a little Tyrene and some stuff in there, but it's not worth the money. I'm not poo-pooing them, but they're not worth the money. I mean, people, it's $5 for a shot or $6, whatever it is. I mean, you can buy the caffeine tablets, it costs you pennies.
Yeah.
You'll get that energy burst. And caffeine's great for that.
I have heard a lot of folks using that for their pre-workout, and so the capsules, I mean, tend to be more suitable for a lot of folks than the gut effect too of the coffee.
Well, yeah, but when you go to those energies, those things are expensive, I mean, if you don't care, and you're gonna get a couple 100 milligrams of caffeine, maybe 300. Cup of coffee is about 65 to 100. I just don't think you need it, especially for women that really are the nurturers, the givers, the mothers, and they do all the dirty work, take the kids here and there. You got to leave some time for yourself. You just got to give yourself some time. 20 minutes would be minimal, some kind of exercise. I don't care what you want to do. Preferably resistant training would be the best. But if you can get a little longer, if you have to get up at 6 normally, get up at 5:30 so you can have some time to do something. I get up at 4 and I don't have to get up at 4. I just do it.
How long you been doing that for?
How old are you?
I'm 46.
Longer than that. I got underwear that old, 46.
Oh my. Oh my.
Too much information.
Oh, I think it's entertaining. I mean, I was joking yesterday with my husband that I had clothes since high school in my closet still, but 46-year-old underwear, no, I've outgrown mine.
And there's, like I say, the women want to empower. What I want to do is put out a message that you don't have to kill yourself to be healthy and be in shape. You just got to make a little lifestyle changes. You can have your drink at night, your glass of wine, or a little tequila, or even whatever. But it doesn't have to be, when you burn down and only on an 800-calorie diet, yeah, you're going to lose some weight, but sooner you just can't keep it. So if you can find something you can live with, probably manageable for even the women, would be closer to 13, 14, 1,500 calories, and you'll lose weight on that steady. A little bit of exercise, you might burn a few hundred calories, but a good lifestyle change, very important. Not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard. You got to learn how to, another thing is very important when a package foods, you absolutely must learn how to read labels. Serving size, 2 servings, 1 serving, 3 servings, how many grams, and then sugar, got to go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. In the processed food, and then now you're talking about the chemicals. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out on some of these chemicals for some of these diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson and yada yada yada, that type of stuff. When you're eating a diet of 90% not good, it's not good.
It's true.
But I'm saying, people, I mean, they don't even know they'll have a salad with a dressing that's 500 calories and sugared in it, and they eat one of those. And they'll eat some candy. And, they don't eat much, but what they eat is real not good, and that will start giving you chronic diseases, and it's very, very common.
Yeah.
Chronic diseases are mostly, I would say mostly diet related, some genetic, but I relate it to, let's say, you get a brand new car. You don't change oil, you don't do nothing. Sooner or later, after 40 or 50,000 miles, this car is going to give you trouble. Same thing with your body. If you neglect yourself, I think the break is about 40. You should start jumping on yourself and reverse some of the longevity habits that are killing you. It'll cut your life down. It's all won and lost at the dinner table, really. The eating is everything. Exercise is secondary. Rest is very important.
And then you had one more, the hormone support.
The testosterone for males.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to.
I've been taking it since I was 53, so I'm 80, so 27 years, but I don't take much, just a replacement around TRT. And I'm very careful with it. I mean, it's very inexpensive. You go to a doctor and get a prescription, maybe 35 to 50 bucks will last you 6 months. And with the testosterone cypionate, and just don't overdo it. 100 milligrams will keep you feeling good. It'll improve everything, your sex life, everything. I'm not bragging. At my 80, I still have sex on the average of 4 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've been doing that for years.
You have a lucky wife.
Yeah, it works both ways. I got a wonderful wife. You kidding me? She's great. Does everything.
Oh my
I
goodness.
have a very good life, and I just want to give the message up. And my real hero, if you want to know a hero in the bodybuilding world, was Jack Lang.
Okay.
For his era in the 30s, had probably the best body in the world. The guy invented the leg extension, invented the selector system on the weights, and he was just a message giver. He didn't become a real rich man, but he really did a lot of nice things, and he really wanted to have everybody healthy. And he was on the air for about 20 years, I think, but he was world records and all kinds of push-ups, chin-ups. I mean, ungodly strength things he did, and always putting out the word, and he was a decent guy.
It's huge.
Long timer. He lived till about 96.
Wow. See, that's the thing I look at, right?
Because you lift weights don't make you healthy. Not necessarily. There's a lot of things that are very good. I think cardio, not overdone. I don't think running is the best thing in the world for your joints. I don't think golfing, that one-sided torquing, is the best deal going. I don't think playing tennis that slamming all the time is the best thing. Moderation, you can be fine, but you can't play it 6 days a week, month after month.
Yeah.
Taking care of yourself, because these guys because you're a big guy and strong guy doesn't make you healthy.
It's true. It's true. I've seen definitely a lot of different folks who they look from the outside appearance to be healthy, but we check the labs, look under the hood, and not so good. Not so good.
What much as I take care of myself, I have some blocked arteries genetically. I can't. The predicament is just too stiff for me of a diet. I mean, probably the best way you can eat in general to keep your health. But I would say a vegan type diet, fresh, and some good quality protein. I think you got it made.
Makes sense.
All the bases covered, and you can, if you got 90% of it right, 90% of the time, you're okay. You can have your once a week. You want to have some whatever. It's okay. It's not good. Once you're in shape, it's okay. You got to get to that point.
Right.
Once you're in shape. And I wouldn't be too crazy with the scale. Just look in the mirror. Everybody has, I'm a light bone structured guy, only 170 pounds. If I had heavy bones, I'd be 200 pounds. I'm not a big man.
Interesting. So you've done some of the DEXA scans to look at the body composition.
What's that?
Have you done the DEXA scans to look at your body composition? So like your bone weight?
My body fat?
Yeah.
At one time, I was just ripped beyond belief, but now I want to keep a little more chicken fat, I call it. I'm not as cut as I used to, but I'm still decently cut. It's probably about 10, 12, 13%, something like that.
Nice. Nice. Now,
I've
of
had
course,
it down. I've had it down to 5 and 6. I know that.
that
But it's
event,
not, I'm all drawn out. It's not healthy when you're older. If you get sick and I can't afford to lose any weight. I don't want to, get any leaner,
yeah.
and you don't want your skin to go
Yeah.
as you get older, hanging on to your skin. And the testosterone will help. The collagen will help. That type of stuff will help. I can look at somebody and tell you if they got bone mass problem, just one glance. I can tell if they got a sore back the way they walk. I've just been around it so much.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it
And,
makes sense.
and the way to train, overtraining is the worst thing in the world of anything, running, whatever. It just will break you down and give you inflammation, and you'll pay the price.
I'm guessing you probably learned from experience.
I learned overtraining is the worst thing you can do for your general health. It puts a strain on your body with the inflammation. You're sore, you can't sleep at night, or you coming into the workout still a little sore. Uh, Everybody is different. I think you can get a great body on 3 days a week. I've seen it. I mean a championship body on 3 days a week. But yes,
Really?
unbelievable genetics to go with it. See guys walk in the gym, they're a track star as lean as you can be, 6 foot, 185 pounds, 190. They gain 50 pounds of solid muscle and they're a monster. I've seen it in 2, 3 years without any additives.
Wow.
You
Wow.
know, when I started, the nutrition label wasn't even there. They didn't even have the way they have it broke down, the sugars and fats and all that. They didn't even have that. And the choices, powder was horrible. They can make, now all the powders are good. The pea proteins are great. They can make cardboard taste good.
Ugh.
A bugaboo, I think, is those chemical burgers. I don't think those are good.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think you're better off, even though you don't maybe in love with meat, but if you push to shove, you're better off with a nice piece of grass-fed beef. I eat buffalo on a regular basis. It's leaner than chicken.
Yeah.
All kinds of fish. I eat tuna, sardines, you name it.
Wow.
The fish.
I, you know, I've yet to try to get the sardines in. I'll admit. Ooh,
It's not for
ooh.
everybody. I put a little onions or I put some lemon on it. But the tuna's good. I mean, but always fresh. White meat chicken, some rice. You got to have some carbohydrates. People say no carb. The BS. No, you must have carbs. You got to have carbs. You got to burn something, and you don't want to burn your fat and carbs, and then all of a sudden you're burning protein, and all your clean muscle goes away. That's the problem with people on the diet. You got to get it. The protein is the foundation.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people might disagree with me, but that's the way I feel.
Well, it's been said over and over and over again, protein, protein, protein. And now we're kind of like, it's trendy. But like I said, from my experience, you go to the guy in the gym who's been there the longest, who has the fittest body, and you ask him what he does, and the gal too, and everybody says protein. Every,
I would agree. And if you're first starting off and some people are very intimidated with the gym, especially the females. You get some, bigger people in there and they're clunking of the weights and just uh, a trainer would be your best bet
Mhm.
just to get you going. And somebody, and maybe it has some nutritional background and it's basically fresh food. You can eat all you want. That's what it really boils down to, pretty much.
Yes, it's so interesting to me how that is the way, it is. And we have a bajillion diets that people just can't seem to follow, where things happen or whatnot, when really back to basics is the secret.
You got to eat to lose weight, period. And you know this, if you don't eat much, your body will go into starvation mode and you're just going to spin your wheels.
Hmm.
Just fresh food, once you start eating regularly, I know that a basket of strawberries is maybe 100 calories or less. I know a baked potato is 75 to 100 calories. Put a little sour cream on, a couple more calories here and there, pretty close without measuring and weighing. And you just learn the value of food, but you got to be careful with the dressings and the accoutrements where they're just not good quality and a lot of dead calories, hidden calories. Like
Yeah,
drink juices because the calories is too dense in sugar. I eat the whole fruit.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
these little tips and this and that. And again, you can really eat as much as you want, pretty much.
It's wild. It's wild to think for a lot of people. Now, Have you coached before? Did you ever coach anyone? Did you ever do any training, anything like that with any other folks? Just
When I was
curious.
probably about 18 years old, I did a little of that. It was only with the beautiful women I'd want to train the guys.
Oh,
Uh,
goodness.
there's so much knowledge out now, and the major problem most people have is overtraining. It's very addicting.
Yeah.
And if you miss a workout, you think like, you've really missed something. It bothers you.
Yeah.
You got to learn how not to leave the gym spent. Sometimes I'm spent and I'm exhausted. You don't want that.
That's
I
good to
can
know.
do a good 40 minutes of, except for legs, any upper body can work solid, man. I mean, really get a real hard workout, just about 40 minutes, about 20 some sets in 40 minutes. And I'm pushing weights around 12 reps or so. And I'm pushing hard.
Hmm.
And
That's
another thing is the worst thing in the world in the gym is those cell phones. Horrible. They'll kill your workout off. You don't know, and all of a sudden, you're there 10 minutes and you should have done, a few sets here and there.
that.
I'm a little extreme because I'm in love with this sport. I've been in love. I'll give you a quick something. I was at grammar school for still. So they used to have these newsstands on the corner, and you go and look at the magazine. This is 1950s. So I'm looking at this magazine, this big grizzly looking guy comes in, put down that damn magazine. You'll never look like it as long as you live. To this day, you're talking 70 years later, I remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Very hurtful. Very hurtful. They used to call me in school Bony Beck. I was 103 pounds up to the 11th grade.
Really?
Oh three, not 30, oh three. And I went to 205 in about 3 years or 4 years.
Holy cow. That's a lot on a body. There had
Yeah.
to
And I
be
grew
some.
and I grew about an inch to go with it too.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in all that training, I gotta know, what's your favorite workout? Is it upper body? Is it legs? Like what's your favorite lift?
But I look at it a little different than most people. Most people hate to work legs because it's hard. That's my favorite because it's hard.
Nice.
And training properly with a good trainer would really be very helpful to maybe to avoid some injuries. But if you have a really good eating and get plenty of rest and do all the right things, you can teach a monkey to work out. You'll get results. Just maybe keep away from the injuries.
I was gonna ask about injuries. Any major injuries over the years? How are your
Yes.
shoulders?
Yes. My shoulder I probably need a shoulder replacement. That's what we talked about earlier about that 157.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, I've seen more, that's the major thing. Just doing injuries will get not lifting heavy weights. It's constant training and not giving it a rest and inflammation. It goes with it. Overtraining will give you more than anything else. Just overtraining.
Gotcha.
You got a headache, you take 2 aspirins, you need 10 to get rid of it. Same thing with working out. You got to learn how to draw the line.
Yeah. Yeah. And know when like deload weeks happen? Do you do those kind of things where you'll take a week off here or there
On the injuries,
or just in general? Do you
I
ever
have to, my body tells me when I need to take a rest, and I'll take 3 or 4 days or a week off. Yes, I will. It's good for you. It's not, I'll do a little cardio, but I'll stay away from the inflammation type things.
Gotcha.
And I
Gotcha.
do a lot of stretching. I do get massages. I get regular massages, fascia release, so on and so forth. And just try to take care of myself overall. Every workout I do 500 reps of abs a minimum. Runs.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your ab routine with the 500? Is it crunch?
I'll do any machines or any leg raises or any crunch. It doesn't matter. I do it, but I'm not stopping. It's not constant. I'll do
Wow.
sets of 100 to 200 at a time.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
Wow.
when you're pushing your own weight, it's not very hard. It's like walking. It's just not hard. Anytime, pushing your own weight around, it's not very difficult.
Makes sense. So my 88-year-old father tells me that push-ups are his secret to pushing his weight around, and he likes to see who can beat him on push-ups. I'm curious, do you do push-ups?
I can and I have, and I agree with your father. I don't see a problem as long as that's the pushing. Now you get the pulling in. So what do you do for the pulling? Some chins?
Yeah, he actually
Bands are wonderful. those type of things are really good for resistant training, especially the females. They can kind of work with it a little better. Pilates, there's a little strength involved there for sure. And anything is, but for overall to really hang on to that muscle is some type of resistant training. You can be healthy without it. You might not look as great, but you'll be healthy without it.
That's good to hear. I know a lot of people just, for some reason, just do not want to do anything resistance wise. But
Then you'll get in life what you put into it. You need that. You need that to hang on to your muscle and your bone. But you can still be extremely healthy without it.
makes sense. Now
Extremely healthy without it.
I have a question about you said you're doing massage, some fascial release. Do you do mobility work? And it sounded like you did some stretching. What is your routine for that? I'm super curious.
One of the major things, major things I do for open to myself, I hang from a bar at least a minute at a time, two hand, and I got one of those inversion tables. You know what those are, Robbie. Few minutes there, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I don't know what it is. I just go by how I feel. That is two very good things, along with keeping you open everywhere else you can. The hamstrings, obviously, the hips, obviously, those type of things.
Makes sense.
Any kind of yoga is wonderful. And I just watch these gals and I'm pretty good at that stuff. Surprisingly, I'm fairly flexible.
That's one thing that I did want to see about, because it seems that some of the lifters, some of the guys get really jacked and they can't move very well. The flexibility takes
And
a
I've seen the most flexible guys I've ever seen in my life, with splits with thighs like Quadzilla. I've seen that too. I've seen some monsters, 5'10", 300 pounds, mega monsters. They get unbelievably flexible.
Huh. And they're
Everybody's different. Then you see somebody that's, don't got much muscle on them and they're not very flexible at all. I think that you can improve on that very rapidly, get that flexibility in there. You just got to kind of peck away at it.
Makes sense.
Here and there, 15, 20 minutes is a day. You'll get you right where you want to be.
Makes sense. So when you get achy or tired, where does it hurt? Do you feel it in your muscles? Do you feel it in your bones? Do you feel it everywhere? And that's your clue to take a break? Or
I just sometimes I'm a little tired, or I just know I'm a little worn down from maybe 6, 8 weeks of constant training. And you just got to listen to your body and don't be stupid,
And what's your
It's very difficult because it's addicting.
Yeah.
Especially going into the gym. Let's say you go in at noontime, you see the same person. It's a beautiful feeling. I just love the gym and I love the people.
Yeah.
We're all in there for the same purpose, very courteously, very respectful. And there's some wonderful relationships in there you can have. Might not take it past the gym. There's nothing wrong in seeing a nice smiling face and telling you look good and give you a high five. It goes a long way for male and female.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my closest friends have always been made at the different gyms that I worked in or worked out in, for that matter.
I love to see the women in the gym now more and more. I like to see that they're more involved in sports. The females in California, the men gave up a lot of sports for them, and it's very good for them. It'll get that same feeling the men get out, the closeness, the camaraderie, the discipline is the key to life, in my opinion. You got to it's the key. Like Arnold would say, you can't get nothing done if you get up past 5 in the morning. And I kind of agree with that. You just get stuff done. You knock it out and get stuff done. And then you got 24 hours a day. So you're talking about 40 an hour a day out of 24 hours. I mean, give me a break here, man. You got to give yourself some time for yourself and peace of mind, whatever you enjoy doing. Even if it's gardening, I don't care what it is.
There's nothing like a morning workout. I am wholeheartely with you on that one. I've not been able to get up at 4 a.m., but the 5 I can handle.
Number, we'll change that real fast. After your husband comes and shoots me, right?
Oh my goodness.
What do you go to a gym or you train a little bit at home?
I train at home now. That's
not easy for a lot of people. I like it. I'll just watch the news or something or that type of thing. I have no trouble, and I'm really able to focus in the way I train.
Yeah. I like it because yeah, I can get things done. I can focus and but I do miss, like you said, seeing the same people, the relationships you
Yeah.
make. It is sad for me. I do miss that. But right now with my travel schedule and where I live, it's a little hard. I live about half hour out of any major city that has a fitness center.
Well, I drive to Gold's Gym and I live above UCLA in Los Angeles. It's about a 25-minute drive with no traffic, and traffic is a little bit more. I drive to work from 30 minutes to an hour to my business down here in Vernon. I have a 100,000 square foot manufacturing plant down here.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got about
Let's talk about the plan. Let's talk about that and we'll kind of round out our conversation with talking about Superior Source and your $100,000, not $1,000, it's much more than that, much more than that. 100,000 square foot office there you got in terms of the manufacturing space. Now,
manufacturing and
yeah.
warehouse, and I've had people working for me, a ton of them, 30 years. The problem is they're all getting old like me.
Oh,
We have a great culture and we have a great company. We have great people that have been here for decades. I don't turn many people over, and I'm not the biggest payer in town.
well,
My people like me. I talk to them. Even my girls have been with me. They say you can't touch them. I give them all hugs and kisses. I don't care what anybody says. They've been with me for decades. I love them.
yeah. Yeah. Sounds like you got a family there.
We every year we put on. Most people celebrate Christmas and whatever. We put on a Halloween party. We have our property's on over 5 acres, and we have it catered. We have the music, all getting costumes. Everybody's laughing and having fun. So there's no separation from the manufacturing to the office. So I've been doing this many, many years, and it's really tightened the company up. I mean, they're decorating. We shut the whole place down. We decorate they start a month before decorating. They start working on their costumes. We have to give them all money and all prizes. They're dancing and having fun. I just love it, man.
That's awesome. And
Halloween. It doesn't, no religion, no nothing, and everybody just has a real good time. And we have a theme sometime, like a Tim Burton theme or whatever. So we have some kind of theme always cooking.
And of course, I have to ask, what did you dress up as this last Halloween? What was your costume?
What the hell? They had me, I think I was some kind of a Caballero type guy with a whip and a hat and the little cowboy boots on and everything. I had fun.
Nice. Nice. And did you have a tank top on underneath? Because I got to give you a little bit on that.
You know what?
Do you wear your tank top underneath?
Uh, I don't know if I had it on that, but I wear to the Gold's Gym or wherever. I always wear that. I'm kind of an exhibitionist. There's not a mirror I walk by I don't love. I'm honest about it.
I love it. I love it. I don't think there's many guys that can pull off a tank top like you.
No,
That's
no,
for sure. That's
no.
for sure. And to be able to flex like you were doing. I mean, pretty impressive. Look at that. My goodness. My goodness. And of course we have to say fueled by Superior Source. So
Superior Source.
let's tell folks a little bit about website. I think it's superiorsourcevitamins.com, correct?
Well, basically, we're in all the major health food chains. We're in all the million independents. We're in Vitamin Shop, Vitamin Cottage, Sprouts, Trader Joe's. I do some work for them. Amazon for sure, and CVC for Health, our own website, which we will sell. And our products are reasonably priced. We're not gougers. We're not trying to get $60, $70 for a bottle. And most of it's $10, $11, $12, $9 a bottle, even less. We manufacture here and we're able to pass it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's made here. All the raw materials are tested. We won't put nothing out the door unless it's 100%. It's got to be good quality all the way.
Makes sense. Makes
Oh,
sense.
absolutely. We've been at this the company's been in business 55 years. Like I mentioned, I started on the trunk of my car.
It's impressive. It's impressive and
I'm
definitely
still working and I don't know what else better to do. I mean, I can't find anything more exciting.
well,
Doing the podcast, talking to you. I mean, I got a like-minded people. I really go for that.
it's
It's important to me.
I couldn't imagine a better place. I hope that when I get to your age that I get to do something fun like that too. I mean, It's great stuff.
You got to be passionate about what you're doing. Like I went like Arnold used to say, we had a bar with a big 45-pound plates on it. He goes and tap, and I said, "What are you doing, Arnold?" I said, "These are my friends. They don't talk back."
Well said.
You know, you can't go wrong when you're putting energy in yourself. And like I said, you don't have to be a Herculean effort, just very consistent, very steady, get in the groove and go from there. And everybody, but everybody will improve. I don't care who they are. Some will just have a little better genetics than the others, but you will improve dramatically. Get your weight down, no big deal. No big deal. Not whatsoever.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, you've definitely convinced me. I'm kind of wishing you were coaching folks so that we'd have you coach us up a little bit here.
I'm doing that now. That's what they make trainers for. I mean, you know, you can't be a stick in the mud. You gotta, what used to be fear of things like you can't drink water, or if you lift weights, you'll be muscle bound. You can't even be a bass fisherman without lifting weights. I mean, or some kind of resistance training. All those fallacies are gone. And good, consistent, putting a 10% into yourself of your day is not a big, not even 10%. What am I talking about 2 or 3%.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
10% is 2.5 hours a day. Nobody needs to do that. You don't have to be at that. It's overdoing it.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
cardio, little resistance training, and eat clean, fresh food. You're really on your way.
It's perfect. And add a little bit of Superior Source MicroLingual.
That would help. That would help. I'm not going to say I don't like to make money, but it's not my driving factor.
No, I hear you. I hear you. But, I do think, yes, I'm a naturopath. Yes, we have a history of giving people buckets of supplements, but I do think in some cases we do need a little boost here and there just to keep us.
Well, supplements are just what they say, supplements.
Right.
They're not supposed to place what I found the really most effective thing in my eating is when I started picking up these protein powders. I've been doing it for decades. It curs my appetite. It's not a lot of calories, and it really works. It fills me up versus these candy bars, whatever, and they got some sugar in. I can eat 10 of those things. You don't do it.
Yeah.
But the drinks fill me up for about 2 to 3.5 hours or so. They just seem to work. And it's when you're talking like our keto color, there's 80 calories a serving. I mean, you want to lose some weight.
Yeah.
Or almost the powders are 25 grams, about 125 to 250 calories, somewhere in that area. That's a meal.
Yeah.
And very filling. And you can put other ingredients in there, with probiotics and so on and so forth, BCAs, EEAs, or whatever,
Easy.
There's no substitute for the real deal, the food, and doing in falling in line with some kind of a lifestyle fitness. The supplementation is just what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Ron, you've been a delight. Such great information. So many things I learned, and I love just the history. That's, a lot of folks out there are younger like me, spouting off all these ideas and all these things, but we don't have the history you have to back it. And that's why I wanted to chat with you.
Fortunately, you younger guys have learned from all the theories and fallacies, and that's all coming to light.
Yeah.
Like I said, lifting weights will make you muscle bound. There's no sport you can play without it right now.
No.
And very important. Just take care of yourself. Give yourself a time to be, unwind. In the weights, in the training of some sort is a great unwinder.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't think about much else besides that.
Yeah. Oh, it's been my stress relief all these years, and
right.
I enjoy it.
People are missing out. I mean, it's just wonderful. And you meet wonderful people, like-minded, sweet, can't go wrong if you put energy in yourself.
It's true. It's true. Thank you so much for coming on, Ron. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to possibly chatting with you more in the future. And if I can get myself down to California, I would love to do a workout down there.
We'll go hit it together and we'll drag that husband of yours along too.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks, Ron.
Okay. My pleasure.
Hey, fellow health junkie. Thanks for listening to the Health Fix podcast. If you enjoyed tuning in, Please help support me to get the word out about the podcast. Subscribe, rate, and review, and just get that word out. Thanks again for listening.